Hello, my dear students. How are you all? All are fine? Okay. So in earlier lectures, in previous lecture, we had discussed about the overview of the NEET syllabus in which we have seen that there are 10 units are there, 5 from the 11th standard and 5 from the 12th standard. As I discussed earlier, in this lecture or from this lecture, we're going to start a syllabus discussion series which will include each and every unit will be discussed in one video. So this video series or this syllabus discussion series is created with an intent so that you will get familiar with overall NEET syllabus and you will be able to view the syllabus as a whole, and you will be able to interlink the different types of concepts between the different units. So let us start with the unit first. That unit first is the diversity in the living world. So let us start, dear students. Uh, let us start. So it is the first unit, that is the diversity in the living world. So this diversity in the living world, it consists of around 4 chapters. Okay, what are these chapters? The chapter first is your living world. Chapter second is about biological classification. Chapter third is about plant kingdom, and fourth one is about the animal kingdom. So these 4 chapters constitute this unit first, that is the diversity in the living world. So let us see one by one what we will going to learn in chapter first, that is the living world. So see, it consists of around 4 subparts. First is your what is living. What is living? So it is a very major question. What is living? Why we are living? Why we are called as living organism? We possess certain characteristics like growth, like reproduction, like metabolism, like consciousness. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics or attributes which makes that organism a living organism. So that characteristics will be studied in the detail in this point, that is the what is living. Very interesting topic. Then what is the diversity in living world? You can see tremendous diversity in living world, but despite of such a tremendous diversity, there is a unique name to each and every organism. Why it is become possible? It is because of the binomial nomenclature. बाइनोमियल नॉमेनक्लेचर जो होता है उसमें हर एक स्पीसीज को, हर एक ऑर्गेनिज्म को हम एक पर्टिकुलर नेम देते हैं. सो दैट बाइनोमियल नॉमेनक्लेचर, देयर आर सर्टेन रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस that needs to be followed. So that we will going to study in this topic. Then after that, there is one branch of the botany or biology, that is the taxonomy, which deals with collection, description, identification and nomenclature of particular organisms. So proper classification, proper identification is important so as to identify that particular organism. So taxonomy, what is taxonomy, what is systematics, that will be very interesting part that we are going to study in the diversity of in the living world. Third is your taxonomic categories. So what is taxonomic categories? So obviously in the taxonomy you have to classify particular organisms in a hierarchy. One descending order is there which includes or which is based on their similarities and dissimilarities, which includes species, genus, okay, family, and then order, then your division, okay, phylum or division, class, and then kingdom. So this taxonomic hierarchy, depending upon the similarities and differences among them, that will be very interesting part that we will study in each and every topic will be studied in very depth and thorough, in very depth. So don't worry about it, and we will again when we'll start the lecture, we'll also try to make what type of questions can be asked from that. So concept learning is very important part in that. So so be eager for that lecture series also. Then fourth one is taxonomic aids. So taxonomy study with the help of certain instruments or taxonomical, so you can say aids are there, which includes your herbarium, which is the dried plant specimen which are pasted on a paper and that are preserved. Then there is a botanical gardens are there, zoological park is there, Okay, museums are there. These are some of the taxonomical aids that will be studied. So overall, this is your chapter number first, that is the living world. So it will be very interesting chapter, so stay tuned with me. We'll have a brief, we'll have a detailed and elaborate discussion, elaborate learning process. So don't go anywhere, just keep in touch. Okay, so second chapter is about the biological classification. Then for in first we will study how to classify the organisms, but in second we will study what how this classification has been done. So earlier we know that earlier there is two kingdom classification system which included only Plantae and Animalia, but in 1969 R.H. Whitaker was there who used the five kingdom classification system, and it is the accepted system of the biological classification. So what is that five kingdom classification system? It uses certain criteria like type of cell wall, whether it is prokaryotic or eukaryotic, what type of cell wall is present, whether nuclear envelope is present or not, top kind of a cellular organization, which type of cellular organization is there, then kind of a nutrition, whether they are autotrophic or heterotrophic. So on the basis of that, these are five kingdom classification system that are classified, which included kingdom Monera, which mostly included bacteria, which includes the bacteria, which may be eubacteria, or even the mycoplasma are also included. The second kingdom is about the protista. Protista include chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, okay, slim molds are there. So certain organisms are there which cannot be properly classified into any of the other kingdoms. So they are placed in the kingdom Protista. Then third one is your kingdom Plantae. So what is kingdom Fungi, not Plantae, kingdom Fungi. So what is kingdom Fungi? Kingdom Fungi is about the organisms which are heterotrophic in nature. Then they are separated from the Plantae. On that basis only they are heterotrophic, and the plants are autotrophic. You know that. So fungi, then the classification of fungi, which included certain classes like Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. So that will be a kind of a fun to study all types of fungi. It will be a very interesting part. Fungi are very interesting. They are very microscopic to very large sized organisms. So diversity is very high in that fungi. Then kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia will be studied in detail in third and fourth chapter of this unit. And last one is viruses. Viruses includes what are viruses? They are considered at a threshold. They are not completely living. They are not completely non-living. They are considered at a threshold. You might be heard about coronavirus. Okay, it is very hot topic these days, or this has created very huge loss to mankind also. So these viruses, what are these viruses? It sounds very interesting now. So what are these viruses? What is it? How? What is its structure, or what type of structure it is having? Then another topic is viroids. What are viroids? What are prions? What are lichens? Lichen association of fungi and algae. So all these topics, all these interesting topic will be studied in detail. So that is about the chapter number second. Then uh, third one is your plant kingdom. Chapter third is your plant kingdom. So what is plant kingdom? Plant kingdom is all about the kingdom Plantae. So plants, as we know that they are very important. They fulfill our basic needs like food, shelter, and uh, clothing. So these plants, how they are evolved, we know that plants are evolved from the water. So there are certain groups or the divisions of the plants on the basis of their evolution, which includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and last point you will study is the plant life cycles and alternations of generation. So what is algae? That will be studied. These are the thallus-like body, that is the organisms which are more autotrophic in nature. They are thallus-like. Then different types of algae, their classes. Okay, chlorophyceae, rhodophyceae, phaeophyceae, chlorophyce means green algae, phaeophyce means brown algae, rhodophyce means red algae. So what are their use, where they are found in maximum amount in the oceans. So all this interesting part will be there in the algae. Then how gradually the plants are evolved. Then second is your to the bryophytes. So bryophytes are mostly occurred in your moist or shady places, sea, shore or river bank. So they are called as amphibians of the plant kingdoms. You know amphibians like frog and like reptile frogs are there which can live in water as well as land. But bryophytes are called as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Why it is so? It is will be very interesting. We will discuss in later in that lecture. Then what are pteridophytes? They are the first terrestrial plants. Then type of the plant, that is the sporophytic, is the dominant plant body. Don't bother about these words, that will be discussed in detail, but in when we'll start an actual series. Then after that gymnosperms are there. So what are gymnosperms? They are naked. They are the plants with naked seeds, or ovules are not included in ovary. So what are ovules? What is ovary? Why they are called as naked? Gymnos means naked. So that will be discussed in that. Then lastly, highly evolved group of plants, that is the angiosperms. What are angiosperms? So they are the flower bearing plants in which the ovules are enclosed in the ovary. So what are the different types of angiosperms? Their classes, division, dicot, monocot. So it will be a fun, very interesting part. We will study all the topics in thorough detail. So don't go anywhere. We'll be in touch. So that is about angiosperm. Then type of fertilization, special type of fertilization is there, which is the double fertilization. That will be studied. Then the kind of life cycles that plants are having, like your haplontic cycle, diplontic cycle, haplodiplontic. What are these cycles? That will be studied in the chapter number 3, that is plant kingdom. Moving towards the 4th chapter, that is the animal kingdom. So what is the animal kingdom? We all belongs to the kingdom animal or animal group. So what are the different bases for the classification of animals, like their level of organization? We know that we are having cellular organization. Cell makes tissue. Group of cell means what? Tissue. Cell makes tissue. Tissue makes organ. Organ makes organ system, and organ system makes the organism, that is we are. So cellular organization, then the diploblastic or triploblastic organization, kind of symmetry. We are all bilaterally symmetrical organisms, because if we cut this, the two equal halves are being created. So that will be very interesting part. Then the coelom is there, cavity is there. So segmentation is there. So these are some of the basis or criteria applied for the classification. Then actually we will going to study the classification of organisms like Porifera, Cnidaria or Coelenterata. Okay, then Annelida, Platyhelminthes, Annelida, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. So that will be very fun to study each and every phylum in detail. Okay, so in plants it is called as division like angiosperm, but in animals it is called as the phylum. So each and every phylum will be studied in detail. So this all things are included in the unit, that is the living world. So if we see again, so this living world consists of see, this unit consists of this unit, that is the diversity in the living world, consists of living world, biological classification, plant kingdom, and animal kingdom. So that will be a very fun that we will study this when we'll start the lecture series, actual lecture series. For a time being, let us stop now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this, and if you want, if you will, if you like this, please share it to the needy peoples. The content will be totally free, so that maximum number of students will get benefited. So if you like, please subscribe this channel, and thank you. Thank you very much, dear students. Have a nice day.